To leap. I leapt. I have leapt.
Laisser, quitter.
To leave. I left. I have left.
Apprendre.
Okay.
To learn. I learnt. I have learnt.
Blesser.
To hurt. I hurt. I have hurt.
Laisser, quitter.
I have left.
On va le faire gros, toute table va parler.
Étendu.
To lie. To let. I let. I have let.
Allumer.
To light. I lit. I have lit. I met. I have met.
Se rencontrer. Mettre.
Let's spend a couple of minutes on the book. But I thought you took the time to review those things, right? Premier voyez mortier sous bloc là, c'est tout correct? Premier voyez assez enduit. Okay. Got repeat. So in English you say? The last word here. Check on your book. Page 178. 178, yeah. Number 15.
Number 15.
Yeah. Stucco.
Yeah, the drywall.
The first.
Number 15.
Page 178, number 15.
Number
15. Stucco. This is stucco. The first time you cover the bricks, premier mortier sous bloc là. Mortier is mortar. Mortier is mortar, right?
Martin.
Mortar. The first cover.
First cargo.
The first cover of mortar is that's stucco.
Stucco.
Deuxième voie pour polir là. On the second time, right? The first time you just cover the block, you cover the brick. Yeah. Deuxième voie c'est
Stucco.
rendu. Polir, you polish everything.
Polish, but you say rendu sage.
In English you say drywall.
Drywall.
Yeah.
Drywall.
Drywall.
Drywall. Você leva uma placa ou placa. Drywall.
Mm-hmm.
So you say stucco. You say drywall.
Very good. That's just a review about yesterday's class. Let's take the verbs. Pensive in English you say? Mhm. Paint.
Paint.
Very good. Paint.
Paint.
Étudiant gen tendance pour nous ces mots ça yo avec son des M, mais yo sont des A. We have this chain, claim, chain, claim, paint, faint, tain, say tain.
Paint.
Yeah.
Paint.
Okay, chain, claim, claim, paint, faint, tain. Yeah, you have to say A. experienced dude in martial arts and helps with self-defense. Okay, if you want to be able to defend yourself, if you want to know self-defense well, congratulations. I'm glad you're attending this class from home or your office. How would you say this in English?
12, 9, English, 12, 9. 12,
Trowel. Very good. Pensue is
Peinture is paint.
paint. Very good. Posit brook.
Who is a rock? With
Installer ou bien poser céramique.
install. Install
Tile. Very good.
Install tile.
Install tile.
Hammer.
You say hammer.
Hammer.
Hammer. Very good.
Hammer. Hammer.
This is great. But those who didn't attend yesterday's class, they can be back on YouTube and Facebook to watch on the board. But today we cannot repeat it all, right? We cannot repeat them all. We definitely have to start today's class. Okay, the plan that we have made for today. You have to start with it. On travaillait qui négligent, et même je sais ça. Care- Yes, the opposite of careless is careful. Careful, very good. I'm going to be erasing. So we can start talking about what we have prepared for today. It was good that we talked about construction English. Today is Friday, right?
Yes, no, today is Wednesday.
Wednesday, very good. Thank you. Wednesday. Right. We are still in
31.
We're still in
21st.
August, right?
August, okay.
August 30,
31st.
31st. Thank you. You know the ordinal numbers. The ordinal numbers. Ordinal numbers. We're still in 2022. Gotta wait until they are finished, until they are come, before we reach a new year, right? I think in 4 months it's a new year, right? After 4 months, it's a new year. But so far, we're still in 2022. We had a very interesting expression for yesterday.
The expression today.
Yesterday, the expression was the early bird catches the worm. Let's go. The early bird. Let's go. The early bird catches the worm. Early bird catches. Very good. The expression for today is this one. Let's go. One bird. So it is starting with the word bird again, right? We have the word bird at the beginning of today's expression, all right? Let's go. One bird in the hand. Earth. This is TH. Two in the bush. In the bush. In the bush. In the bush. Again, one bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Say it 3 times yourself.
One bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Very good. Again.
One bird in the hand is
This expression talks about money, time, and energy. It's never good. It's never good to waste those things. Don't waste time. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your energy. Don't waste anything that is important to you. So always good to save some for the next time, for the next days. You understand that? Always do your best. Do not waste. Do not waste. Do not waste it all. Do not spend it all. Save some, right? Save some for the next days. Do not waste. Do not waste. Save some for the next days. Imagine you have 1,000 goods today. Just 1,000 goods. That's all you have for today. And you spend it all on buying beer for friends. You buy fries and beer. All my friends or my relatives from the States will send me some money. This is cool. So what you have today, you gotta save some. It's not because somebody else promised to give you something tomorrow that you're going to spend it all today. What tomorrow will bring. What if the person has some emergencies that prevent the person from holding the promise, holding on the promise that he or she made? You never know. One bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. So what you have today, you should give it its value. Give it its value. Don't waste it all. Save some for tomorrow and the next days. And one bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. On a promise, you can't rely on a promise, right? Ponte su, and then you say rely. I rely on you. I rely on you. Okay? You made a promise. I hope you will hold on your promise, right? I hope you will hold on your promise. So I rely on you. I hope you hold on your promise. Paint, lay bricks, install tile, hammer. That's all we talked about yesterday. But today we're going to make a little bit of general English. But in good French, you would say un tien vaut mieux que deux tu l'auras, right? One bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Sak na men, c'est li pau. Sak na men, c'est li compter. Right? Na PM, I'm from North Haiti, you know. Yo precisamente sak na men, c'est li compter. One bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Let's go for my father, my friend, my wife, my children will send me some money from the States, or they'll get paid or tomorrow, and I'll be able to take care of myself. What the promise? What if something comes up? It's a problem give me. What if something comes up? Right? When you say something came up, present come up, past came up. Okay, that's it. Continue. When you introduce yourself, first thing first, you say your name, right? You say good morning to everybody, or good afternoon, or good evening, and then you say your name, right? We talk about who you are. When you finish saying your name, after you say your name, what do you say? Okay, when you say your name, don't forget. You say your first name plus your
last
name, and you may have a middle name too, right? Do you have a middle name? No au milieu. Right? When you say Joseph Michel Martin, Joseph is the first name, Michel is the middle, and Martin is the last name, right? Joseph Michel Martin. Right? That's good. Now let's continue. Let's continue. After you see your name, you say your profession, right?
Profession.
After you say your name, you say your profession. Okay. If you want to know somebody's profession or occupation,
What do you do?
very good. Yeah. What's your name? I am. Very good. What do you do? I am. I am. Still. What's your name? I am. What do you do? I am.
I'm a teacher.
Engineer. I am an artist. An artist. I am a chef. That means.
A chef.
Wait, if you teach, what are you? No, if you teach or if you operate, you are up. Yeah, you operate a computer. You use the basic computer softwares and some other ones, right? Operator. Like they say, computer operator. Let's go. Computer operator. Computer operator. Yeah. Operator. Okay, teach, teacher. Operate, operator. Fight, fighter. Dance. What if you dance?
Dance.
Yeah, if you dance.
Dancer.
You are a dancer. Very good. What if you sing?
Singer.
Singer. If you sing, you are a singer. Very good. Paint. Yeah. If you paint. What if you? Very good. If you teach, you're a teacher. If you drive, you're a driver. If you paint, you're a painter. If you sing, you're a singer. If you dance, you're a dancer. Especially, right? You went to school for that. You are a dancer. Very good. If you fight, what if you fight?
Fight.
Yeah, you fight.
I don't know what does that mean. Fight.
Fight. You fight. You fight. You fight. Fight. Like every day we fight. Huh? Every day we fight. We are a fighter. Like we are fighters. You and I. We are fighters. We are life fighters. You and I. We are life fighters. If you find a worker. This is great. It's wonderful. If you read, what if you read?
If you read. I read now. I read my book. I read so on.
Yeah, if you read all the time.
Read.
Hmm?
If you read,
You're a reader.
you're a reader.
Yeah.
Reader.
I'm a good reader. Are you a good reader? Are you a good reader?
Not know in English.
Not in English, but you are a good English reader as well. Right?
Okay.
Do your best to be a good English reader as well. Yeah. And you give a seminar. If you give a seminar, you are a speaker. They invite you to give a seminar. Okay, seminar. Say seminar. They invite you to give a seminar. They invite you to speak to an audience. You come to speak. You're here to talk to an audience. You understand audience?
Aliens.
Yeah, you can say
Audience.
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 Audience or public. Yeah, public. Audience, public. You could also say crowd. When they're crowd. What if you clean? Like the guy that
Clean.
has just cleaned.
Trainer.
Hmm?
Trainer.
If you clean, you are a cleaner. Thank you. You clean, you are good. Like Carlo is my cleaner. Carlo is my cleaner. He's our cleaner. Not only my cleaner, but our cleaner, right? He cleans for you too. That's good. What if you cook? Clean, cleaner, painter, dancer, singer. Cook.
Cooker.
In English, we say cooker. If you cook, you are a cook. Okay? If you cook, you are a cook. If you ski, you are a skier. If you skate, you are a skater. But if you cook, you are a cook.
The chef is a
When you say cooker, the chef is the professional cook. Cooker is the stove.
the soup.
Yeah, the store is cook, right? Like we have the restaurant.
The soup.
Yeah, we have a restaurant stove, a restaurant cooker in our kitchen here.
Okay.
So what is your cooker? The trade name, the brand name. Mine is a restaurant, and my cooker is a restaurant. What about you?
Cooker is the restaurant.
I know your car is a Toyota, right?
Yes.
Your car is a Toyota, and what about your cooker?
My cooker is a Toyota.
No. The cooker, your stove. You don't have a stove in your kitchen?
Well, the stove. Okay.
Yeah.
The stove. The stove mean
The cooker.
we put
On the cooker.
Okay.
You just strike your match, you light it on, yeah, and then you put your boiler on it. Yeah. Food, généralement, they say stove, but they also use cooker. The stove is a cooker, but we don't say cooker for the person. Okay, the person is not a cooker. The person is a cook, and the store is a. So what's the brand name? What's the trade name of your store?
The brand. The stove.
Okay, but what kind of cooker do you have at home? Do you have a gas stove or a charcoal stove? Huh? Do you have a gas stove, an electric stove,
Gas.
or charcoal?
Gas.
Charcoal, electric, gas.
Gas.
Mhm.
Gas. Food is oven. Food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oven.
Yes. What do you have? Gas, electric, or charcoal?
Gas.
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 All right. You know what charcoal is, right? Charcoal.
Charcoal.
Say charcoal. So you can just see. First thing first, you say your name. The second thing, you say your profession. And number 3, what do you say? You say your marital status. Your marital status. Your marital status.
Marital.
Yeah, marital status. Yeah.
Married or no?
if you are married or not. But not only married, but there are other marital stages. If you have a ceremony, the ceremony is, what do you call the ceremony? The celebration. The ceremony. When you go to the church, what do you call the ceremony?
The ceremony is wedding.
Ready. The ceremony is ready. The celebration. Not celebration, ceremony is ready. Celebration ceremony is ready. What about the act? What do you call the act?
The act is the person. The act.
Marriage. Marriage is the act. Marriage is the act, and the person. The celebration is okay. If you had a celebration at the church one day, and you still go together with your wife, in this case, you say, I am married. I'm married. But if you are not married, what do you say? Single. You are single, free. You say single, free. This means you don't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, right?
Single, free.
If you are not married yet, you are single boyfriend. You don't have a girlfriend. You are single, taken. Yeah, single taken if you have a partner. But if you don't have any partner, you alone, say, I'm single. But sometimes, some people, they don't have a boyfriend, and they are not married, but they have a partner in the house with them. In this case, what is your marital status? The question goes like this one. What's your marital status? What's your marital status? I am married. I am married. I'm single free. I'm single taken. Now what if you
are a single taken if you have a
no. You are single taken if you have a boyfriend that pays you a visit.
Okay, but if you
Very
if
often
you live with your boyfriend in the house,
you live with your partner. Now, that person is no more a boyfriend because the partner is in the house. That's a partner, right? That's a partner. Shh. Yeah.
If you live with
Hello. Yeah, you have your partner in the house. Yeah.
You have your partner in the house. What you are starting now? I don't know what you're starting now.
Yeah. How do you say? You should ask the questions. How do you
say?
Classy. Say this. What's the word?
What's the word
for concubinage? Classy. What's the English for concubinage? What's the English for classy?
What's the English for classy?
What's the English? What's the word? Or how do you say? Yeah, if you have a partner in the house with you, you are not married, but every night you zukuta, you're not married. Your partner is in the house with you. Turn off the light and you zuku. You're not married. You're not legal. In this case, you are living. You are living together. You are living together. Living together or living in concubinage. You are living in concubinage.
I'm single.
You say they are living together.
Living
together. I am living together.
Concubinage.
She is living in concubinage.
She is living in concubinage.
Concubinage. She is living in concubinage. Very good. She is living in concubinage. Next. What if you are, it isn't about to, ready to, right? Ready to. Getting married. On the verge of. On the verge of. Yeah. On the verge of. All those expressions are synonyms. All those phrases. Let's go. About to.
About to.
About to.
About to.
About to.
About to.
Ready to.
Ready to.
On the verge
On
of.
the verge.
I can say I'm about to finish today's class. Today's first class. Okay? I'm about to finish. I'm ready to finish. I'm on the verge of finishing. Okay? Virtually, I to get married. They are not married yet, but they are about to get married. Yeah. You prepare yourself. You make a plan to predict you're about to get married. Just in this case, some people, they have a ring. They have a ring that says that they are about to get married. They wear a ring. Yeah. When you are engaged, your partner is your fiancé. There are some other marital status. What if you were married and your husband, you were married and your partner is dead?
And is dead. I don't know. I'll say fifth in English.
Widowed. I'll see.
You must be prepared to work for it, to fight for it, to give up everything for it. If it's worth the prize, it's worth the fight. Number 14. Nothing that has happened in your past can stop you from creating to become someone no one thought you could be. Not even you. Number 6. Some will be jealous. Some will be by your side during the journey. If you have to. Number 17. Habits make or break you. Think about every major area you have developed bad habits that are holding you back. If you have developed them, you can create new, better habits. A habit is formed through you and planning until it is a habit. Number 18. Fear is an illusion. Reason to fear failure, rejection, embarrassment, anything. Go for what you want in life. So, they have clear goals, big, clear, meaningful goals, and they fight for them. Number 20. No one will believe in you until you back yourself. If you want people to believe in you, believe in yourself. You can do this. Easy Dreamers. We may share the same language, but Brits and Americans have a very different way to pronounce certain words. This could be for many reasons. The stress, the vowel sound could be different, or even American English would say. Now, of course, in British English, water. So it's water. Okay, so British English, water. American English, water. Notice the vowel sounds there. Tomato. He was ordering his dish, but he said he didn't want schedule. We had the sh sound. Schedule. You know, you got both. So I don't really think about when it's American mobile, but it's mobile, not aisle, mobile. So British English address. Press again, massage. So it's stressed on the last syllable. So equitable then, fiance. I've always felt that this word really different. Now, to me, that sounds like eh. I apologize to all Americans now, my accent is not. And this one is wildly different. So stressed on the first word. So in British defense, in American English, syllable. And that D is really pronounced defense. So British English, defense. American English, defense. In British English, garage. Much easier, mayo. In American English, Roger Federer, let's read bra. In American English, they say Z. Z and Z. So there's a big difference already. And then when you've got the word zebra, in British English, zebra. Alright, there are something that
So, when I started thinking about who, please welcome our WW 2020 Visionary Conversation, the former First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama! It's fun, eh? Look at this! Yeah, the gold boots. Yeah, Barack is like, where are those boots? I don't do anything with those boots. Yes. You barely get on stage in them. Absolutely. I mean, so many people saw themselves in my story. No, that's my story. As I've said, I like my story. I like all the highs and lows and the bumps in between. Yeah. And I think that, what we learn from that is people they gravitate people's vulnerabilities, feel human. And I think people connected to the humanness of the story. What cities? We did 34 cities. We did Europe, tour in Europe. But I think that, is that people are media obsession and Instagram world. We feel people are climate speaks down. One of the things that what I learned from my husband, what I learned in 8 years at the White House is that this life, this world, our responsibility in it is so much bigger than us. Right. So what I have to keep in mind is usually when I want to go low, happen to you. Yeah. And when you, as Oprah, you talk about purpose, my own little ego is something I have to be looking at me. That's the bigger picture that the rock star that you are, and when you're filling stadiums all over the yes. So when you are, not just right, all of those titles, does that affect how you then make me level people? And I know that what we say, what they hear come out of our mouths, all of us, but me in particular, because they're paying attention, that mother, I care about kids first. So I think deeply, and I take the words that I say to children very seriously. When I'm with a young person, I want them to know that this person who's so famous and has this platform thinks that they are beautiful and smart and kind, and that I have these texting. Did I have to walk their own walk? They cannot define time to get to know themselves, give themselves a moment to figure out who they think I want them to be, not what the rest is by external. That is everybody should understand that as a responsibility. It was hard. Everything and everybody. And it's difficult for people, no matter where you are in your trajectory. If you all don't come to parenting with the same kind of values and understanding that stuff choose, and you live in a dorm, so you can pick 10. I mean, that's not there, which was winter or closed down. But see, she didn't understand what dorm life was, and I was like, busyness of trying to move in back and forth. We then drop them off, get them in the dorm, then we take them out to. That's when it hits you. It's like we all start choking up. It was just like this is the time to get that ugly, loud cry. Like, he did that at Malia's graduation. Like, we're sitting there, he had his sunglasses on and speaking, and we're all chatting, and we hear. And what's that like? It is so good, y'all. Is it? Just. Whether there was alcohol, as first lady, I mean, every weekend for me in their lives, as my mother used to say, sometimes you just need to get out there and live your life and have your mistakes where I by somebody other than me. I also had to learn how to parent with a balance of kids who have secret service, right? So you have, what am I saying, right? You don't know. Same way everybody else, from other parents and other kids who will tell on each other. That takes now placed back on me, and figuring out my next chapter. How I want to spend the young people. It's marriage is hard, and raising a family together is a hard thing. It takes a toll. But if you're with the person, if you know why you were with them, there was a friendship and a foundation there. The hardest time, we just escaped it. We survived it. Now, husband, he's still the man. He's been an amazing father. He has shown up well in the world, and he has been who he promised he would be to me. And so that has been tested over 28 years, So what I tell young couples is that you got to hang in there. You can't quit the minute it gets hard, because this thing of living life and building a life together is a naturally hard thing to do. So you can't quit when it's hard, because then you'll miss the good part. And I do joke, and some people hate when I say this, but if you live long enough to be married for 40 years, 50 years, which is what we're working towards, if you get to a point where eight of those years are bad, 10 of those years are bad, wouldn't you take it? You can have
therapy really was an eye-opener for you and for him to just hear you out. You may not be right. You may just want to get it out, and have him sitting there listening to you get it out. Sometimes that helps. It's like, I don't know. What did it teach you about yourself? I talked about this. It taught me that I am responsible for my own happiness, that I didn't marry Barack for him to make me happy. No one can make me happy, So my disappointments were about what I thought he should be doing for me, giving to me, when I hadn't really done the work to figure out what did I want and how do I go after what I want on my own. If I'm going to show up equal in this partnership, I have to be able to make myself happy. About how to carve out the life that I wanted for myself, with or without Barack. And the more I did that, the more I succeeded in defining myself for myself, the better I was in my partnership. And isn't that for you the cornerstone of your own wellness program, is different own happiness and working towards that? Well, one of the things I said this earlier, what I tried to tell my girls is walk your walk. That's been my mantra. One thing I do every year, I started doing right after the White House, is taking a retreat. And I think some of my girlfriends who've gone on a retreat, we go to this place where you're essentially walking for 4 hours. It's hard. And my friends who don't know what it is are usually mad at me by the middle of it. That's that place where you get up at 5 a.m. Exactly. And one of the lessons of walking for that long, because it's rare that you have to walk, and these are hikes. This is up mountains and down streams and valleys, and all you have is a camelback with some water and some hiker is telling you water, 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 and you're just like, shut up. Just shut up with that water. When is it over, this hike? That not everybody has their own way of hiking. Some people can get up the mountains fast. Some people are fast on the flats. Some people are slow and methodical about how they walk. And I always found that when I was not enjoying my walk is when I was comparing my walk to somebody, to the person walking ahead of you or behind you. Do you need to go? So message that I always have to tell myself is, what is my journey? What is my definition of health for me? Not what I see in a magazine, because the people in magazines don't look like us. They don't even set it up to look like us. They don't even look like that, right?
So I sometimes am at a photo shoot. Have you ever looked around the photo shoot? At last photo shoot, I counted 47 people.
Oh, yeah, yeah. This is also rich people's problems, talking about photo shoots, right? And in my photo shoot, girl, there were like 100 people.
Girl, my last photo shoot, yes. But I'm just saying, it requires so many people
to make you look like this, right?
Yes.
People, somebody put these bracelets on me, and then they moved one over there. But who's got time to figure it out? They just push you out on stage.
she's at a stage now where she appreciates that she has moved through life. What do you appreciate most now about your body today?
It's mine, all mine, and it's a healthy body that works every day. And I try. This body is at 56. I can't do the same thing that I did when I was 36. Same things. We're not machines. We run out of gas. We need fuel. We need sunshine and light. We have to take care of ourselves. And when you don't, as you get older, just like any living thing, it begins to fail on you. To make sure that this body that God gave me, that I'm taking care of it the best that I can, and that it will serve me well as I get older. And that is doing that. What I did at 30 does not take care of this body at 56. So I can't look at some little kid in the gym next to me and even want to walk her walk, because she's 36 with a 56-year-old body. After with a disability, embrace it and be happy that I'm alive, moving, able to move. I have to tell myself, appreciate what God gave you and take care of.
56.
Yay, for me.
Yay. Because you have been around women, we all have, and men too, like, oh, I'm not going to say the number, and oh my gosh, I'm turning 40, and oh my gosh, I'm turning 50. We are struggling with so much, just the notion too. The other thing, we don't want to talk about our age, and then we want to act like we should look like we did when we're 20, and it seems to be okay. I told my daughters, because as they're getting older, they start to judge themselves, and it's interesting when they talk about, well, I couldn't fit in my jeans that I had last year. And I said, but you're a whole nother year older. You're now becoming a woman. You don't have a child's body. That's like saying, at 20, I'm really upset that I couldn't wear my favorite overalls anymore when I was 10. Yeah.
That's as ridiculous as it is at 56 to think that I should look like I did when I was 36, or for anyone to judge me like that, or to judge a woman like that. We're aging.
But we're in this culture where people are trying to stop it.
Yes.
And then you have all of these frozen faces.
Yes. And let me tell you, when you're in a photo line, now this is another thing most people, when you're in a photo line and everybody looks the same. Nope. Y'all just have the same lips. It's like,
and the same forehead.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Let it go.
It's pretty funny. I just met you. No, I didn't.
But we have to
our change. And I struggle with looking at the mirror going, and I hate looking at myself. I hate listening to my voice. I hate watching myself on tape because I'm constantly judging myself too.
Really, are you still? I was going to ask you, is there any self-doubt left?
Yes.
I remember because I opened or interviewed Chicago.
I remember
And
that.
we were a little nervous. We prayed backstage because I was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember you were anxious. And I read somewhere where you said you weren't even sure people would show up.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I lived in a cocoon of the White House for kind of that people maybe sort of liked me, I wasn't fishing for a compliment. Not everybody likes me though. Some people think I'm the devil incarnate. When you're in politics, you get the good and the venom too. That's why in the book I remind people called me all kinds of things when I was campaigning for Barack. When it was a competition, they called me un-American, and this stuff sticks with you. Men talked about the size of my wonder. What are people seeing?
Yes.
So that stuff is there. And look, I'm a Black woman in America, and we're not always made to feel beautiful. So there's still that. There's still that baggage that we carry, and not everybody can relate to that, but yes, there is baggage that I carry just like anybody else.
Well, I was filling arenas and stadiums around
The adoration or the book sales. The work is still from within. That's the thing. It's the voices in my head. It's not y'all. It's me. It's me changing the playbook, the recording in my head that has been over again. And that's what a lot of women, that's why I take what children hear from me. I take that very serious.
possibly be saying to you at this point that brings self-doubt.
It's always, are you working hard enough? Is there, are you using this platform for a good purpose? Are you focused on what other people, we're constantly checking that. Now let's talk about somebody else's story. Now where are these girls who are not going? And that's why I'm here. I'm not here to talk about my story or to.
We released a companion to Becoming. It's called the one who has passed away.
I wish grandparents' full stories, because a lot of what I talk about are my impressions of what my grandparents must have been going through. I talk about my paternal grandfather, Dandy, and he was kind of a crotchety old man I read about. And now that I'm older, I can look back and think, why was he so angry? Who could not realize his potential. And he was very bitter about that. And
Imagine how that would
feel. I wish I was old. I wish I had been old enough to sit down with him and ask him how did he survive living through a world that had such limited expectations for him when he knew that there was so much more for him.
Yeah.
I would want to unpack that so that I can get to know him better. And the reason why I put this kind of stuff in the journal is because this is what our stories are. And I want to particularly know that there is time now to have some of those conversations with the elders in your life, because the more you understand their stories, their journeys, their pains, and their hurts, you get to understand who they are in a full sense. And then you judge less. And you're with my elders a bit more. But we grew up in an era where you don't ask nobody a question. Don't ask Dandy that.
Right.
You
wish if you could have a conversation, that's what it would be.
And I would do that with every single one of my grandparents.
Describe your perfect day, beginning with breakfast and ending with dinner.
Well, we'd be somewhere warm.